Part of President Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s first agenda upon arriving in Malaysia was to greet Filipinos currently residing there. Let's hear more from this report from Hannah Jane Sancho.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. arrived here today for his 3-day state visit to Malaysia.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
And among the first agenda of the chief executive is to personally greet Filipinos who are currently working and residing in Malaysia. It was expected that President Marcos will fly to Malaysia for a state visit a day after delivering his second State of the Nation address to the people. The president received an invitation sent by the 16th King of Malaysia, Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah. The 3-day state visit began on Wednesday, July 25th. Meanwhile, the Filipinos warmly received President Ferdinand Marcos. Many of them came all the way from different states in Malaysia and traveled all the way to Kuala Lumpur just to see the president. President Marcos is scheduled to meet King of Malaysia as well as Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim in Istana Negara. President Marcos and his delegation is also expected to meet big business leaders in Malaysia. The chief executive in his second State of the Nation address said that his independent foreign policy has so far been effective as it has reaped a hefty investment value from the foreign trips. For God and my beloved country, this has been Hannah Jane Sancho, SMNA News, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
The Department of Tourism has set its sights on promoting sports tourism to attract more visitors. MJ Montehar for the report.
For the Department of Tourism, or DOT, the upcoming hosting of the FIBA World Cup is a significant advantage for the country's tourism. The basketball tournament will take place in various sporting venues in the Philippines where teams from participating countries will compete. Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco expressed that basketball is a popular sport among Filipinos, so the event is expected to bring tourism profits to the country.
As it will not only benefit the tourism numbers for which we are aggressively pursuing, but also most importantly give employment and livelihood opportunities to our fellow Filipinos who will no doubt benefit from the influx of both international and domestic tourists that will be watching.
To capitalize on the event, the DOT, in partnership with the Tourism Consortium, has launched tour packages for those interested in watching the games. These packages include itineraries that cover famous tourist sites across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Hotel and industry players have also come together to offer reasonable rates for those purchasing the packages.
You know, we are on our recovery stage, right? Room rates are on the rise, but of course, we in HSMA, and of course the whole industry, will always support the Department of Tourism.
Interested individuals can visit www.discoverphilippines.travel. In addition to basketball, the DOT will also focus on esports to promote the Philippines as a top sporting destination. Meanwhile, the Tourism Secretary was asked about the ongoing investigation into the production of a promotional video for the Love the Philippines tourism campaign.
We've spoken at length already about the consequences surrounding the video on Love the Philippines, and our statement speaks for itself.
The DOT had previously terminated its contract with DDB Philippines, the company responsible for the video. It was discovered that DDB used stock footage from other countries for the Philippines AVP. Despite this issue, the DOT remains committed to promoting the Philippines under the Love the Philippines campaign. For God and my beloved Philippines, MJ Montehar, SMNA News.
Vice President Sara Duterte and House Speaker Martin Romualdez were spotted having a conversation at an event alongside President Bongbong Marcos. Have the two reconciled after recent tensions? Let's find out more from FJ Montegar's report.
It has been several months since House Speaker Martin Romualdez and Vice President Sara Duterte had a public interaction. The meeting took place during the stand-up ceremony for President Bongbong Marcos at the Villamor Air Base. Both were seen smiling while conversing. Eventually, they were left alone talking. During the 2022 elections, Duterte and Romualdez were seen as close allies. In fact, Vice President Duterte became the chairman of the Lakas CMD party, with Romualdez being the president. However, their relationship turned sour after the vice president resigned from the party a few days after Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was removed as senior deputy speaker. It appears that the younger Duterte did not approve what was done to Arroyo. This led to the rise of the Visayan term tambaloslos, which has multiple meanings in Visayan language. One possible interpretation is worthless companion. It can also be a comment directed at arrogant people, or a reaction of Visayan people when they disapprove of something done by the person they're talking to.
I hope and we pray that this could be the start or the beginning of a reconciliation between the two of them. I believe that we don't need at this point in time any bickering from our political leaders.
Before President Marcos Jr.'s stand-up speech, Duterte and Romualdez were seen arriving together at Maharlika Hall. Both appeared like godparents attending a wedding. The two officials were close to President Marcos Jr., Romualdez being his cousin and Duterte being his running mate under the Uniteam ticket. So if there's any tension between the two of them, it could possibly affect the president. So for the chief executive,
the speaker and the vice president canoodling is always a very good sign.
the meeting of Duterte and Romualdez took place after the recent State of the Nation address of President Marcos here in the Batasan complex. For Ganamabul of Philippines, MJ Mondihar, SMNI News.